Filipino women line dancing and bluegrass festivals. How do we connect those?
I don't know, but we're about to find out.
Welcome to All Things Havasu with Chris Rydell and Lonnie Stevenson. It's everything you'd expect from these guys. Plus some serious interviews about Lake Havasu City. Now, All Things Havasu.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to podcast number 5 of All Things Havasu.
I thought I was going first this time.
Now, you went first last time, and you couldn't even manage to get the name of the podcast right. You said the podcast wrong, so from now on, I'm going first.
Okay.
Well, that was easy. Didn't get an argument out of you. I just have to assert some force with you every once in a while. Okay. So, well, welcome everybody. This podcast, we will be talking with Mr. Larry Baker. He is the promoter for the Bluegrass Festival, and we had a very interesting conversation with Mr. Baker. It's amazing. We live here in this town, and we have all these events going on, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't realize the scope of some of these things that go on. And it's just amazing that a Bluegrass Festival, brings so many people into our town, so much revenue, and it's so good for our community. And we're learning a lot on these. I know, at least I am, on these events. It's a really kind of a neat thing. So we're glad that you guys are going along with us on our little journey here.
On our journey down everything Havasu.
See, there you go. It's all things Havasu, not everything Havasu. So we've been checking out the calendar, seeing what's coming up. We've got lots of events, and again, you go to work every day, you come home and you don't pay attention to all the things going on around you. There are so many things going on in Havasu that we literally would have to make this our full-time job to tell you about all of them. So we're just going to be telling you about key ones as they come up. One of the things I just found out about, I went over to my wife had a birthday party for one of her friends. I went over to the house to visit, and they were all line dancing, which was kind of funny to me because I didn't even know my wife knew how to line dance. Does your wife line dance?
No.
So they were all line dancing.
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of. I had no idea that she knew how to line dance. And there was about 12 Filipino women line dancing, which was funny. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she says, well, they're going for the world record in Lake Havasu. It's coming up in a couple weeks, and we're going to be in it. And I said, well, thanks for telling me. So they're going for I guess this is the third time they've tried to break the record.
Oh, trying? I thought they had broke it.
I don't want to be spreading things that aren't true, but what I was told was that I guess initially we had broke it, but this is just what I heard from my wife's friends, but that the China maybe beat it last year.
Dang it.
So, yeah, well, they got a billion people.
A few more people to choose from.
Yeah, they got a few more to choose from. So they're attempting to break it. It's going to be on March 9th, 2014. Again, go to Go Lake Havasu, www.golakehavasu.com. You can find all the information about all the events. But the third annual line dance on the London Bridge, it's going to be from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. There is a cost. It's $10 if you pay in advance, and I believe you get a shirt for it as well. $20 a day of the event. You can contact Jeannie Morgan at 928-453-8190. She is the project coordinator. Again, go to the page. You can find out more information on it. But I think that's kind of a neat thing. We could actually be part of a world record. You want to go line dancing with me, Lonnie?
No.
Okay, me neither.
Sorry, not my...
Well...
I'll be at baseball practice. Either baseball practice or we'll have a game that day, because I think my calendar is full now until end of May. It's baseball. It's all about the baseball.
Did you watch the NASCAR race?
Yes. That was interesting because, of course, with the rain delay, and my boys are into the racing, and it was a real dilemma on a Sunday night with a race going till 9 o'clock local time, and two little boys that needed to get to bed, but yet I knew if I put them in bed, they were still going to be inquisitive as to what was going on with the race. So,
well, I got a kick out of the fact that there was rain delay, so apparently Fox figured they had a bunch of NASCAR fans, they better do something, so they put on the prior
last year's race,
and a bunch of the news organizations picked up when that race ended. Jimmy Johnson, who won last year, won in the recorded race of replay of last year, and they were all reporting that Jimmy Johnson won again this year, which I thought was pretty funny. I got a good kick out of that. But
leave it to the news media, huh?
That's right. They did a great job with that one. But so did you? What time did the I didn't.
It was after 9 o'clock before it was over with, and the boys did stay up. So.
And I think you would have rather Jimmy Johnson win.
My oldest is Jimmy Johnson. My youngest rotates. Whoever's in the lead.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now he kind of gears towards Brad Kozlowski, Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch are kind of his three go-to, and which one of those three is running the strongest is kind of who he'll.
I really like Richard Petty. I mean, he's still racing, right?
No.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Is he still alive?
Why don't you go line dance?
I know as much about NASCAR as I do about
and what do
line
Filipino
dancing.
women line dance to? Do they have their own music? Or?
Oh, no, it was, I think it was a set list of what they're actually doing. It was, do you remember that song, it's an 80s song, I'm pretty sure, Cotton Eye Joe?
No.
Yeah, it's a pretty annoying song.
You could ask my wife. She would know the 80s.
I had to listen to it over and over and over, so I'm about sick of it. But yeah, that was our weekend.
Too much fun.
Too much fun. Hey, we have any sponsors for our podcast?
I've heard about a couple of sponsors in particular. Okay. One of them being the Lonnie Stevenson Mortgage Team here at Lake Havasu at the High Tech Mortgage Office. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, contact us at the Lonnie Stevenson Mortgage Team, 928-716-6723.
And once you get your loan, you're going to need to work with an escrow and title company, so you might as well work with the folks at Chicago Title for all of your escrow and title needs. You can call us at our office at 928-855-4196. We did our commercials.
So
that means we have to go to talk to Larry now.
He is due any minute now.
Any minute now.
It was that Oriental stuff starting to come through, thinking about the Filipino women line dancing. Oh, no.
It was fun. All right, well, let's talk with Larry Baker. All right, well, we're here now with Larry Baker, and Larry Baker is the promoter and owner, I'm assuming, of LS Productions, who is the production company for the Bluegrass Festival.
It is, LNS Promotions, yes.
And L is the Larry, and S is the...
Sweet Sandra.
Sweet Sandra.
I had to get that out.
Yeah, make sure
oh, yeah.
That's the better half, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us for our show today.
You bet. Glad to be here. Glad you guys are having me.
Great. So bluegrass, is that your passion? Is that something you've done you liked all your life? Are you a musician? Are you?
Well, not a musician. That's the good news. No, we've been producing festivals for 12 years. This is our 12th year. We do two other ones that fall in the same category. And as a kid, I grew up with bluegrass because my uncle at one time played with Porter Wagner. Which is not bluegrass, of course, but then he went into bluegrass, and as a kid growing up on Friday nights, he'd bring some of the band and over to family and everybody get together, and I learned, I'm from Southern California at the time, and here's a kid from Southern California, wanting the Beach Boys and all this kind of stuff, and I got bluegrass. So I got it at a young age, and it stuck with me.
So it's in your blood.
I think so, yeah. I love it.
So what can you tell us about your event you got coming up here soon?
Well, it'd be coming up this Friday. The stage show is Friday the 28th and goes through Sunday, March the 2nd at Lake Havasu State Park. Windsor 4 is the actual event. But we do have camping, and we were chatting earlier that camping is available throughout the park, and we've got an abundance of camping if you wanted to come earlier than the 28th. And it's only $18 a night to camp prior to the festival, and then we have a discounted rate. Including your festival passes as well as camping. So it's pretty reasonable. But we've got 10 great bands from all over the United States, including our headliner this year, Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers. And Joe won the International Bluegrass Music Association Emerging Artist Award a year or so ago. And just a dynamite band, They a lot of the traditional time bluegrass fans actually love Joe's music. He's just real good that way. And actually has a radio show too back in Ohio. He has his own radio station, that he promotes.
Now, do they each play every day, or do they rotate one day? I mean, how is it split up?
Good question. I try and do it because of their travel arrangements and scheduling, airlines and hotels and so on. I always try and get them like Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday is what I try and do it. But sometimes we split them up. Like some of the closer bands, I'll play them on Friday and on Sunday. but most everything is done, that way.
So the bands that are playing aren't playing just one show one day. They're playing a couple of shows.
Yeah,
the weekend.
They'll end up playing. One band plays 3 sets, but all the sets are generally 45 minutes or so. On closeout on Friday evening and Saturday, the last 2 bands I would consider the headlining bands. One will play for an hour, the other hour and 20 minutes, and then we flip flop it the next day. So you sure get your money's worth. But it's a lot of music for the time. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we go all the way until around 6. Have a lunch break in between, and go out and have people. Lake Havasu Main Street Association is doing our adult beverage booth.
So you buy one ticket and it's good for the whole weekend, or you buy a day pass, or how does it work?
We'll do it your way, not our way. We do what you can do is you can buy a ticket daily. It's $20 for Friday and or Saturday, and then $15 for Sunday, and or it's $55 obviously for the weekend. So if you're going to be there for the weekend, pay you $55. You're there all weekend. And I encourage people. This is one saying that I've come up with over the years. The music starts when it really stops, and what I mean by that is the jamming. At this particular festival, I go to a lot of them all over the country, and the jamming has really blossomed because of the weather, because of the location, because of just everyone gathers together.
Well, I saw that. It's really cool. I was looking on your website that you encourage people to bring their instrument, and you basically just kind of have little impromptu, music afterwards and in little groups and stuff. Is that how it goes?
Absolutely. And we have in conjunction with that, it's after you can do it any time. They're over there jamming right now as we speak. I went by one, and where they're all picking their music and do it right now. People enclose it just because of privacy. Anybody can walk in it. That's the beauty of it. No problems whatsoever. Everybody's included. We have different levels. And we don't say there's A, B, C. You can join any jam, and people will take you in. It's crazy.
Really cool.
I have seen more people over the 12 years in the festivals we do. More people become friends at jams or at festivals like this that they never knew each other. You walk in, God, you play the guitar and you play the banjo. Let's play. We need to pick. And once a year, they'll meet at Lake Havasu, reunite. But they'll do the Facebook or texting or whatever all year long. But they won't see them. One might be in Ohio, one might be in Southern California or Arizona, whatever. And they stay in touch and through social media and get together. But the picking here has blossomed tremendously, and it's great. You guys need to come over there and check it out.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's fun.
I was on your Facebook page, and I did notice that it seems like you do have people from all over, and that's kind of neat. You have people traveling from all over the country. How does this compare to other bluegrass festivals?
Well, this one's probably unique in as you obviously have the winter visitors in and around the Southwest this time of year with 80-degree weather especially. And so just like any other kind of organization or groups, there's a following of bluegrass. And people go from festival to festival to festival to festival all winter long. There used to be years ago, probably when we started, probably until about 2010 or 11, you could go down to Arizona on the 15th of January and have a festival or some kind of jam camp out all the way through the 15th of March. Wow. Unfortunately, due to economics and some other things, gas, a number of reasons, a lot of them have gone away. Although we're hanging in there, and Blythe Bluegrass Festival, we mentioned that earlier. They started a long time. I think they're on 21 years or so, and that's the kickoff to the season. And then we just go and after Lake Havasu next week up in Quartzsite, they have what's called an all association jam. A lot of these people just go out to the desert. There'll probably be 100, 200 RVs out there, and they cook and camp every night and do whatever and play music, and they're out there for another week. So that's what they do. So they follow everything, everybody around, come to the festivals, and pay their money to listen to bands, and all the arts and crafts, and all the things we have to offer for them.
Now this is the 6th annual, but that's 6 years in Havasu.
Yes, sir.
This has evolved from the event that was down in Parker.
Parker, yeah.
So and it was 6 years down there. Just grew venue-wise that you moved it up here, or why did you move to Lake Havasu?
Short of getting into all the details, it basically, I'll be tactful. Okay?
Politically correct.
Yeah, politically correct. Lake Havasu rolled out the red carpet.
Don't tell anybody.
Rolled out the red carpet. It was time to move in a rental situation that was totally unexpected. And I'll just leave it at that. But Lake Havasu has been, when we moved from there, that venue actually was very, very nice. And it turned out that when we came here, there was some reservation only because we didn't have the hookups at the time. But it has been really a godsend because our fans love it here. As much as they loved it there, they love it twice as much here. As Lake Havasu has so many things to offer. There's a lot of sightseeing to do. You can go over to the casino, take tours on the lake, the London Bridge. All you guys know it. You live here, but there's so many things, and they'll go into beauty shops. They're going to go get new tires from our sponsor, Big O. They're going to, go to the Golden Horseshoe for a sponsor, and there's so many things for them to do. A guy was going out for lunch today, and he's going to one of our sponsors, Casa Bonita, and
he's gotten in 3 sponsors on that.
He just slides
you see these?
Check.
Yeah, that's
I feel
right.
like I'm doing a NASCAR victory lane interview here right now.
Yeah, and so you think I'm bad? You should see some of the bands. I learned from them. But there's all these things to do. They go to the market and spend money on their groceries. They go get propane. They go, you name it. It's all here. And they'll come up for even prior to us opening our gates yesterday morning at 8:00 yesterday morning. They were here either in the desert. Well, I stay at Campbell Cove RV Park, one of our sponsors, and prior to the festival, taking care of all of my music, things to do. And there's several people that stay there before and after, and a lot of the other RV parks and everything in town. And so it's just a good destination. Never used to be a destination like Havasu. Yeah, and when we moved here, a lot of people had never been here, and they just heard about that. They'd come from different directions and either keep driving on the way to Parker or whatever they did, and now they love it. They love it here, and the people are friendly, and there's a lot to do, a lot to see. You can do something, eat somewhere else. Did I get another sponsor there? Yeah, but I will want to mention real quickly as Lake Havasu Visitors and Convention Bureau. They've been very, very grateful to us and helpful to us.
Yeah, we know Elaine over there. She's wonderful.
Isn't she good? Yeah, she's really good at what she does, and she follows through. So I appreciate her.
How far in advance are you setting up your bands? Are you already planning for next year? Or
I've already got a tentative lineup for next year. And I generally like to have a surprise every year. Of something, either it's a comical band or, a little. I got a little bit of something up my sleeve as soon as I can get the numbers right and the availability right. I'm going to try and, take another look at what we're doing and bring some good bands in again.
How many people are you expecting this weekend?
We've had in the neighborhood upwards of around 7,000 plus over the last year or a couple of years ago also. And, I'm just hoping that it grows. I want to keep it manageable. I want to keep it, our people, when they come in, it's funny, the first year we did it, I guess at the park they'd had some other events over the years or whatever, and came in, and when we left, there was nothing but the way we found it. And not most of our people don't smoke or whatever, but not a cigarette, not a candy wrapper, not anything at all, because they pick up, and we always emphasize, and I don't even have to now, that, you come in, you clean it up, and they take the trash, and, there's very little stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, but I want to keep it manageable, I want everybody to have an ample space, have fun, and yet not outgrow what we're doing. And there's a lot of room there at the park, and the park's really good. The guys that take care of it, they really manicure it and they watered up until yesterday morning. So, keeping things looking green for us.
When you're setting up your bands, any special requests that they require of you? Special dressing rooms that want only green M&Ms in the bowl, or
we give them blue for Bluegrass. Yeah, the thing with Bluegrass, it's kind of. It doesn't get, in my opinion, the recognition that a lot of your, other type of genres of music. And I'm not sure exactly why nowadays. In the early days, I understood it. But these guys travel all over, as I said, and do this for a living. Unfortunately, they don't get paid, the kind of money that people would give them if you're Garth Brooks or, in that category. They're not even close to that. So they have to work a lot. They sell their CDs. The requests generally come from the bands that have agents. And, I've got to have white wine, not red. I got to have this label, that. And, me as a promoter, we talk to bands all the time, but as a promoter, I want to make sure when you come on my stage, you are happy. Because if you're not happy, your set is not going to be that good. It's going to project to the people, come back to me as a promoter, and then when you go and try and sell a CD, it's not going to be so good. So that's the beauty of Bluegrass. One of the things is that these bands are so accommodating They'll stand around, and that's another thing. I told you the music starts when it stops. You find my campsite when you get there. A lot of these bands, because I'm paying the bills, hopefully, they hang out. I mean, they want to go back to the hotel room at 6 in the evening.
Sure.
So they hang out. We'll pick music, or they will, and we just have a good time. And when they're on stage, any performer, they're performing. That's their passion. That's their love. That's their professionalism. Get off, they're a little more relaxed. And, they'll hang out. They'll talk to you about where they were last week, where they're going next week. Hey, you need to come to this show. Or, they're promoting the music as well. And so it's not so much. I had one time, one band, actually was an agent, send me a contract. And what I do is, for the most part, I'm reasonable. We provide food for them backstage. We provide water and soft drinks. Alcohol, they're on their own. That's not my deal. I'd go broke with these bands. But after hours, you can do what you want. Everybody has beer here and there, and most people. And so, anyhow, it's different. But other than that, I go through and I'll cross off the pink and the green and all those kinds of things. I had one guy. It gets demanding with agents, and the higher level up the agents,
Sure.
That's their job. I get it, but I'll tell them no, it's not going to happen. I'm feeding them. I'm giving them a nice place to stay. They're treated fairly. I've had bands come to our show and say, we were just at such and such festival last week, or 2 weeks ago, we had to buy our own bottle of water. Now that's getting pretty bad. Wow. So we provide all that for them, and I have a stage manager that and we have a crew that will take after each band, take water right up to them or clean it up and give them more, whatever they want to do. Right. So we treat them fairly.
Well, that's one of the things that we were talking a little bit before we started to record here, and one of the things we were talking about was doing the promoting. Once upon a time in my past life, I used to do some sporting event promoting, so I kind of sympathize with some of the stuff that you must go through.
You got any spare time?
Yeah, I'm always available. But it's one of these things I just always remember it being such a, at the same time as was a thankless job, but at the same time it was a very rewarding job all at the same time, because every little detail that you have to do, if you do it right, nobody even notices you did it right. It's when you make the littlest tiny, I could remember having everything down in a big sporting event and forgetting to put towels in the football players' locker rooms, and that just was everything broke loose.
It's funny you should say that.
It's the littlest thing that
we have. I'm pushing my sponsors here, but on the side of our stage, we make these frames, and I put them up real high of our top sponsors, up 1, 2, and 3 stacked. And there's these sleeves. It's a very simple thing. It's conduit, and it's a conduit T. Well, I forgot them this year. I didn't bring. There's 8 of them that we needed. We went to 7 different places in Lake Havasu yesterday looking for them. Not to be had. It's very simple. You can get them at Quartzsite, I guess, a couple hours away. But the swap meet here on Sunday sells them, but that's too late. Anyway, the bottom line is we've had to readjust everything for one little thing like that, and so it's all going to be up there. It's going to fly. It's going to be scattered and different. But it's what you said. Right. It's like the towels.
Yeah. You have 10,000 people. Everything's just perfect, and some towels or something, or a conduit can mess up your whole
Well,
thing.
I'll tell you about the rewarding. The reward to us is that people come back or are walking out or saying great show and they loved it, and you're always going to get the one that, well, the water's cold in the shower. We bring showers in, by the way. We bring extra showers in, and right there in the campground area. So but you're going to get that kind of stuff. Or my space is 40, my RV is 42. Well, that's not my fault, but we'll accommodate you. We'll make it happen. You want to park close to your friend down the way there. We have one group coming in that they have 13 RVs. Not all going to get here at the same time, so we section out an area for you there. And there's always things that happen, as you said, Chris, and we try to do the best and make the best of what we can. And as long as it doesn't hurt anything, it doesn't damage you anything, and you walk away from our festival happy, that's all I want. Because next year, you hopefully will bring another 12 or 14 people with you.
Right.
Because that's how I grow. That's how Havasu grows. That's how these sponsors get paid. All those kinds of rewards. And it's something that we've prided ourselves on, is trying to accommodate our people to the point where sometimes say, "Whoa, really?" But you do it for them. It's just the way you are. The guy says, "Well, can you go to?" And you jump on the golf cart, you go get it done. My whole staff, all 85 of our volunteers are there. That's the kind of people they are. We go the extra mile.
So if they're listening to this podcast and they want to get tickets, where do they go?
At this point, go straight to the gate. If you're coming just for 1 or more days and not camping, the lot at the city lot right next to the Hampton Inn on London Bridge Road, that's our walk-in gate, and just come right up there and we'll get you all situated. And for those, just so you know, we have an in-park shuttle if you need it. We have golf carts, big 6-seater golf carts, and we'll take you around to the front if you need it. We have an in-park big shuttle trailer, but it's $20 for all kind for 8 or 9 hours worth of music.
And I thought I read somewhere parking's free.
Parking's
even though
free?
Windsor's normally a charge, but it's parking is free.
Right, because
parking lot.
No car, no vehicles, unless you're handicapped with a sticker or a placard. No one are allowed inside. You park outside and walk in. And now on Sunday when the swap meet happens, if you come over on Sunday, you're just going to have to get there early and
a little more challenging parking.
Yeah, it is, but our big days generally are Friday and Saturday. I mean, we have a nice crowd on Sunday. That's one thing about Lake Havasu that most other festivals that I've ever done outside of here or attended have that much of a Sunday crowd. And I think it's because we have so many people. It's a service-oriented town, and a lot of people work on Saturdays. So they bring their families and/or can come over on Sunday. And that's great because that's a good shot in the arm on Sunday. If everything works out, they'll come over Sunday, and we have just as much fun, just as much music. The vendors are still there, and it's just a great day to spend. So for $15, you can't beat that on Sunday.
Right.
And what can people bring or not bring into the venue?
No glass containers of any kind. And we're encouraging people. We have food vendors, so we'd like to have the vendors supported. Bottled water stuff's no problem. We do ask that they bring their own chairs. It's grass seating, and also if you want to just throw a blanket down, you're welcome to do that, and listen to that. And so we have everything covered. We think it's just a matter of getting everyone there and making sure you have fun.
Well, Larry, we appreciate you taking the time to come in with us. We appreciate you bringing this event to Havasu.
Well, thank you.
It brings a lot of tourism here to town, and we appreciate it. We're hoping for you to have a successful event. No, we're going to knock on wood here. No rain this weekend.
You guys live here, so it's not
rain.
happening.
So, all right. So,
well, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And again, I want to thank Lake Havasu and all the things you guys do as well.
Fantastic. Do we want to take a second and thank our sponsor since he got all his in?
Yeah, we should really go through sponsors.
All right, well, let's do that because we don't want Larry to get all the fun. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Without this, we wouldn't be able to do this. Our first sponsor is Chicago Title. For all your title and escrow needs, you can contact any one of the wonderful girls over at Chicago Title, 928-855-4196. We'd love to have your next escrow.
And, of course, the Lonnie Stevenson Mortgage Team. If you're buying, selling, or refinancing a home here in Havasu, we'd love to help you with that. Even if it's just getting a second opinion on a quote or just getting some information that you need in regards to purchasing or refinancing your home. We're here to help. 928-716-6723.
Talk to you next week, listeners.
Take care. Goodbye.